Uh, Sandra Jelmi is with us, and she's from Montreal. She's a coordinator for Architects and Engineers 9/11 Truth Translation Team, and she's also one of the leaders of the Truth Action Project. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about TAP, and also she has a video she wants to show, and she's going to tell us about that. Thank you, Sandra, for being with us.
Thank you, David, for having me. I'm not sure I'm going to be quite as eloquent as the speakers you had earlier today, who are all distinguished people in their own right. I'm here more to talk about activism in general and activism specific as related to TAP, Truth Action Project. Um, we we're all involved. First of all, I should say I am from Montreal, but I'm currently in New York because it is 9/11, and I really wanted to be here for the anniversary of the 20th. So I'm actually in New York right now. So, we all are involved with 9/11 Truth because I think I speak for all activists when we say that it is the first domino that needs to fall. It's the biggest event. It happened in our own time, in our own backyard. It's the easiest to prove with the science, and we feel that it represents, in many ways, it stands for all the false flags that came before and those that have appeared since, which is part of what we're living with right now. And so it's critical to bring down 9/11, because if you take that down, you take everything down with it. Um, we have some great organizations that stand for 9/11 Truth. The Lawyers Committee is one of them and attacks the legal angle. Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth is the other big one. But they are entities unto themselves. They operate a little bit in a vacuum, disconnected from the boots on the ground, grassroots kind of people who want to get involved, who are lone wolves out there trying to do their own thing. And so the Truth Action Project is the idea to somehow gather these people and get them to connect and work together as a unit. There's a lot of challenges to organizing because most of us are scattered. We're scattered geographically. Many of us don't have many contacts in our own cities that are on the same page as we are. And so we connect with people virtually, but these are, um, we don't get to see them face to face very often. And, other challenges to organizing are just, different approaches, different angles, different. A lot of activists are very unique. They have their own way of doing things, their own perceptions, their own ideas. And so gathering them is a difficult situation sometimes. But the great advantages, the positives of organizing are the incredible support system. You connect with people who care about the very thing that you care about, and who are just as committed as you are. And so you can brainstorm, and you just come up with much better ideas when you bounce off of each other than if you're operating in a vacuum. So, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. There's a lot of people doing their own thing, and they are critical because they are the bridge. The grassroots activists are the bridge between the organizations and the the ones that go beyond the choir. And that's the critical thing. We have to, if we're going to break public opinion, we have to reach people outside the bubble. We can't just be talking to each other all the time. Um, Anybody who stumbles across something can go to, the Lawyers Committee website, the AE website, and get all kinds of information. But at the end of the day, we need to normalize it for people. We need to let people know that it's, we're just like them, they're just like us. And so if I can just, as an example of that, tell you that today and yesterday and even Wednesday, we were out in the streets, near Ground Zero. For the 20th anniversary, we were 20 people, 30 probably, who showed up and just stood there with flyers and our pamphlets and our information and our shirts. And we were a walking, talking advertising agency for 9/11 Truth. And there were so many people who came up to us and just felt the need to share their stories. And they asked for information. There was that, but they really just needed to be heard, and they needed to be given a space to express their doubts and their nagging feelings that they've been dragging around for years sometimes, and they haven't felt comfortable talking about it because it's this big taboo. And so I don't know how many people we spoke to over the last 2 days, a few hundred, if not a few thousand. And it was incredibly encouraging to just hear, just ask them questions. How old were you when it happened? And that's pretty much all you have to ask, and they'll just lay it all out there. So the importance of grassroots activism is really, it's in your face, that you have to connect with people as much as possible and give them the space that they need, and they need to feel comfortable and received. You can't just throw a bunch of information at them. You have to let them know that they got a place where they can, and they'll come around. You just give them the information, and then they'll start digging into it and looking into it, and hopefully you build that. So that's when you're on the ground. For this anniversary, we had, as part of TAP, we had a planning committee to organize certain things. And, we were not a lot of people. We were maybe a dozen of committed activists who joined together every couple of weeks to, discuss the plans and see where we can take this and what we can do for the 20th. And we had a lot of help from the Lawyers Committee, who were very, very present, not just in time, but with ideas and support and even financial to a point, and really helped us move a few things along. And so some of what we had prepared was a national poll that we took over the last few days, and the results, we're going to be publishing them in the next 48 hours or so. Very encouraging, by the way, just to take the pulse of the nation, of where it stands now regarding 9/11. Have they come around? Are they embracing the idea more that they may have been lied to, that maybe there's something more to the story, that the official narrative doesn't hold true? So it's a 10 or 12 question poll. And so we got that done, and I know it's just a poll, but it was a lot more complex than we had anticipated. So we did that, and we managed to organize a banner to be flying above. We wanted above Manhattan, but they could only commit to Brooklyn and the Hudson area. It was supposed to fly today, but because of last minute changes to the flight plans and the restrictions, because I'm sure it was due to Biden's presence in the area, they had to unfortunately move it up till tomorrow. So it will fly tomorrow afternoon. If anybody's listening, if you're in that area, keep an eye out for it. So we did want to film it in time for tonight to be able to show that, which we won't. So we'll show something else instead. So the banner, it was supposed to say, well, it will say 9/11 Justice Now. And it'll be followed by a landing page URL that's going to be truth911.org, truth911.org, where you can find all the big organizations represented on that landing page. So anybody who sees that banner in the sky can go to the URL and basically pick and choose the organization, AE, Lawyers Committee, Firefighters, Justice for 9/11 Heroes, TAP, obviously, and 911truth.org as well. So, yeah, And then we did a series of memes, and, we did a lot of things that, just some people did here and there. And and we did this video clip, kind of rallying as many activists as we could find who would be willing to commit to say a few words for this video. The long video is about 22 minutes, I think, which is not what we're going to show you today. But we will give you the condensed version of it. And we'll come back after that, and then we'll show you what will be, instead of the banner, the second clip that was made by one of our activists, Les Jameson. So before we roll into the clip, the last thing I just want to say, I think a really powerful quote by Margaret Mead that stands for everything that grassroots, boots on the ground activists firmly believe in, and they must believe it because or else it would have been out of the game a long time ago. And that's to never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. So all of these people matter. Every single person who helps out matters. If you can join the Truth Action Project, and if we can do it in groups, then we're the more powerful for it. But yeah, every little doing nothing is not an option. So if you're going to do something, we're going to try to find a way to connect everybody as much as possible to help move forward 9/11 Truth. So if it's possible to roll the clip, you can go right ahead. I'm Sandra, I'm from Montreal, and I will be in New York for the 20th anniversary. Because after all of these years, 9/11 Truth still matters more than ever.
Hi, my name is Gene LaRotonda. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 20 years, here we still are, but we're never going to forget, we're never going to give up, and we're never going to go away.
Hi, I'm Susan Serpa from Worcester, Massachusetts. Once the masses understand the massive lie, they will no longer allow unjust wars and unlawful infringements on our rights. Look at the evidence. It affects us all and all future generations. Thank you for joining us.
Michael Grillo here. I was born in Queens, New York. I was raised in Jersey. 9/11 still matters 20 years later because truth matters. And the truth about the crime of the century sure as hell matters. Don't give up. Be courageous. Ask questions. Peace.
Hello, my name is Michael Atkinson. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We need justice for the crimes of 9/11 and a return to the rule of law.
Hi, my name is Julia Pasisi. I support 9/11 Truth, and I feel strongly that 9/11 is still very relevant today because thousands and thousands of people have continued to die from 9/11-related illness.
Howdy, friends. My name is Lawrence Fine. I live in Hudson, Massachusetts. My bottom line is that the lies, the official story, is unacceptable. It's total fabrication, and that the truth, all the truth of the events that occurred on that day need to be revealed.
Hi, I'm Deb. I live in New York, and I'll be at Ground Zero at the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Why? Because there's a palpable call to follow my conscience, that thing that leads towards truth and justice.
Hello, my name is Sandra Hicks. I am a 9/11 researcher and author here in New York City. And on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, I think it's important to be outspoken about the continuing need for legal action, for new investigations.
Greetings from Islamabad, Pakistan. My name is Captain Dan Hanley. I'm the Director and International Public Spokesperson for 9/11 Pilot Whistleblowers. Sorry I can't be with you today in New York. I wish I was there. I'm there in heart and spirit. Good luck to all of you and what you're doing, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hey, Bob Jenkins. I was on the 39th floor of the World Trade Center on 9/11 when the first plane hit the building. Let's uncover the truth about 9/11. It's about time. Semper Fi.
I'm Bill Floyd from Chester, South Carolina. I will commemorate 9/11 from home, remembering the almost 3,000 people who were murdered that day and the families they left behind. 9/11 truth still matters because the perpetual war machine that carried out that attack is still in power today.
My name is Alfred Magalot. I'm from Groton, Massachusetts. I've been a member of the Boston 9/11 Truth Group since 2006. The reasons 9/11 are important to me is that there's no statute of limitations on mass murder. This is an ongoing problem that has to be resolved before we will ever have justice in this country.
My name's Mike Sullivan. I'm a software developer from Chicago, Illinois. We will be spreading the truth because the mass media will be spreading lies. The 9/11 Truth Movement still matters 20 years after the crime because there is no statute of limitations for murder. This year, when you hear never forget that our government failed to properly investigate the murder of 4,000 Americans.
Hi, I'm Morgan Nolan, and this anniversary I'll volunteer with the 9/11 Truth Action Project in New York City. I really want to be around people that live with 9/11 truth so we can share stories and our right to exist in New York or your community. Come on out so we can show the world we're still here and our message is more important than ever.
Ross here at Ground Zero. 35 years ago I moved to New York. That's a full 5 years longer than the tower stood. 9/11 will be known for the truth and not its lies.
Hey guys, this is Max from Niles, Illinois. My awakening was some type of an open type. I just needed more input. I felt like that robot in a movie Short Circuit.
Input, more input.
Guys, once you're awake, you can smell bullshit more than miles away. See ya.
As the 20th anniversary of that fateful September morning approaches, how will you remember and honor the fallen? After 20 years of war based on the events of 9/11, we owe it to the first responders on the scene there and to the men and women of our armed forces that have been fighting these wars for the past 20 years to learn the truth. Research World Trade Center Building 7. I thank you.
Hello from the team at Firefighters for 9/11 Truth. On the 20th anniversary, we at Firefighters for 9/11 Truth shall be remembering the bravery of our 343 brothers who we lost on 9/11. We continue to expose the reality, the facts, and the truth of what actually happened on that day in honour of them. As firefighters, we know what you are being told, especially what you are being told about the third tower to fail on 9/11, blamed on normal office fires, is not only incorrect, it's actually impossible. Fire Commissioner Joyer said it as it is.
The American public has not been told the complete truth. People lie, but the facts don't. All the American people want now is the truth based on the facts.
People lie, but the facts don't. For a professional firefighter's in-depth analysis, watch our film, Calling Out Bravo 7, available for free at firefightersfor911truth.org.
Hi, I'm Fran Shore, and I'm here with part of our Colorado 911truth.org group. So 9/11 actually changed our whole world, and we're all commemorating 9/11 because of these reasons.
9/11 wasn't an event in the past, it was a turning point. And it's been used, it's used even today as a rationale for one atrocity after another. So it's something that doesn't go away, it hasn't gone away, and it's important to understand what 9/11 was all about in order to understand what's happening in the world today.
I'm Bob May. I live here in Denver. What we've heard from the government and the so-called experts denying that, it just makes me want to work even harder to spread the news.
Hi, I'm Don Plummer. I live in Grand Junction, Colorado. 20 years of deception and cover-up signifies to me just how completely dominant and powerful the ruling class is. I remain active as I see exposing 9/11 for what it is, as a linchpin to effecting positive change. Thank you.
I'm Dorothy Lorig. I live in Paonia in western Colorado. 20 years later, I'm still involved with 9/11 Truth because I believe that life, truth, love, and courage are four of the highest human qualities, and 9/11 is addressed. 9/11 Truth is addressed by all four of those.
Hi, I'm Marty Hopper. I live in Boulder, Colorado, and have been involved with Colorado 9/11 Truth for the past 15 years. I am a psychologist. The two greatest barriers we have to breaking through with 9/11 are corporate media and also people's beliefs.
We're just thankful to be part of a group of 9/11 Truth advocates that are persevering after all these years.
And we're in it for the long haul. It doesn't stop at 20.
So there you have it. That was the clip. That was the end result of a lot of trying to get people organized and on board, and just even a little clip like that takes a very long time to put together. Because you're trying to organize a lot of people, and that's the challenge. So we're going to keep up the challenge. Yeah, so that's basically it for us. We're going to close this off unless David wants to come back on, which I'm not sure if he wanted to do this before we show the next clip, but if he doesn't, then basically this is a short film by 9/11 researcher, organizer, and outreach advocate Les Jameson. It's a small film. He presents a message about the necessity of examining the reality of 9/11, the transcendental value of our pursuit of truth and justice, and transitioning to the culture we need to become that will ensure progress and peace for all humanity. So he put this together, and it basically recaps a lot of our feelings about the importance of 9/11 truth.
Here we are at the 20-year milestone of the 9/11 attacks. For those with eyes that see, whose hearts are filled with courage, whose minds know discernment, with intellects cognizant of truth versus deception, we state our claim upon all purveyors of the glaringly false official narrative. The lie has failed and will never withstand scrutiny. Full spectrum truth will forever be the only affirmative path forward. We remain steadfast in our stand for facts and science which reveal the reality of this new Pearl Harbor event that changed the world forever. Our work towards a more perfect union in which a single rule of law and the honoring of our inalienable rights continues unabated until the highest principles of justice reign supreme. All that signifies authentic liberty remains our beacon. Truth must prevail. Now we turn our focus to the tasks at hand. We direct our efforts to create a new foundation on which we, the people of the world, become one in consciousness that never tolerates crimes against humanity or exploitation. We can ensure that evil will have no oxygen. We owe this to all the lives lost, displaced, with freedoms taken by wars and other acts of domination waged against us. We will become a culture in which truth, justice, and wisdom are the guideposts. Then we will have reached the pinnacle where the power of peace and harmony rules over all. May the accomplishments of 20 years of advocacy for truth and justice for 9/11 carry us forward to the progress we know is possible.
Hi, Bill.
Hi there, Sandra. Good job. Really nice to see.
Thank you.
Where's our man? I guess we're both off stage. We're on the show.
We are on the show, and I believe that, Dave is just going to follow us up and close up the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, thanks to everybody who's listened, and I want to put out all those email addresses again. For the Lawyers Committee, it's lcfor911.org. For TAP, it's truthactionproject.org. Those of you who are interested in volunteering, I'd be happy to get an email from you directly. It's wsjacoby@911tap.org. And with that, since we may have... here comes Dave. Hello there, Dave. Welcome back. We hand the microphone back over to you to close us out.
Hey, you guys were great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sandra, you did a really excellent job. I know Gene was involved with the videotaping. Excellent.
He's right here.
Okay, good job, Gene. And Les Jameson, that's a super presentation. And you showed the grassroots strength out there, because you could probably multiply that by millions if you could get the word out. Millions upon millions of Americans would resonate with that. That's inspiring. So thanks for put your energies into that. It's very good, and it makes your heart feel good. All right. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Sure.